everyone.
Hey everyone.
Welcome back to another episode of Architect
Schmarketect.
Schmarketect. So today we're going to talk about dingbats.
Who are you calling a dingbat?
Yeah, see, I've always associated that word with like an impolite way to describe a
Right.
person, but if you live in Los Angeles, you have more than likely driven by, walked by, been within a stone's throw
No doubt.
of these architectural entities known as dingbats.
Yeah.
And, you know, frankly, they're kind of underappreciated
They
styles
are,
of
yep.
architecture.
Yeah.
But we thought we'd give you a little bit of 411 about these often overlooked types of buildings.
Yeah, in fact, we're standing in front of one right now.
Yep.
And we're going to come back and talk about this one in a little bit of detail, but for now, we'll just talk about them in general.
Yeah, so in general, they were stucco, they are stucco box-like buildings,
Right.
usually 2 to 3 stories, with an overhang that serves as a carport.
Right, and that design element was actually born out of necessity, like, you know, a lot of good design. In 1954, the city of LA deemed parking to just be completely inadequate.
Yeah.
And this is following World War II, and there was a huge population boom here, which triggered a surge in construction. And so that created the need for this design with parking spaces that were beneath the living spaces.
Yeah, and because these were so simple and cost-effective, they were, you know, great investment for builders
Yeah.
and landlords, but they were also really appealing to tenants
Yep.
who, you know, not only because the rents were generally low, but, you know, they really gave the feel of being like a single-family residence
Right,
in a way.
because you pull into your own parking space and you walk into your own front door, which is a lot better than pulling into a big garage and walking down a dark hallway. And so,
Yeah.
because of this appeal, these buildings really flourished. And as they
It's
did, the builders and the landlords, they needed to find a way of making theirs stand out.
In a
right,
cost-effective way,
cost-effective
and so they really focused on the exterior flourishes of the
Right.
building, and so they would create these, like, you know, they would put these like atomic starburst patterns and diamond shapes, which were inspired by the Googie architecture
Yes.
movement, or they would put like names in front of the building,
Right.
like stately names, like
Right.
the Belmont
Right.
Arms, or exotic names like
Yes.
Pink Flamingo,
Yeah,
or the Riviera.
right? Which brings us right back to our tropical themed beauty here. The owners of this have actually described this as being I Love Lucy meets Miami Beach, which is pretty perfect when you look at it.
Yeah.
And it has really just great mid-century modern design elements all over. It's got this tall fin on the left-hand side and this cool mod screen that you know that the name is written across, and which extends all the way down to the security gate, and in the carport it has cool globe lights and a beautiful curved handrail.
Yeah, and they really wanted to like give it like that tropical Miami Beach feel, and there's a lot of beautiful lush landscaping inside and great lighting and little places to sit, and you know, it was really common because it was so cost effective to use landscaping and architecture to bring out the building's curb appeal. So you would see that in a lot of these
Yeah,
buildings.
and although these are all over Los Angeles, there's some areas that have like really high concentrations
That's
of them,
true,
like
yeah.
here in West Hollywood,
Absolutely.
Burbank and Glendale, and there's no real famous architects associated with these, but there are some who are prolific. Jack Chernoff is one, and he designed over 2,000.
2,000.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
But ironically, around 1968, they stopped building dingbats because there was yet another need for even more parking in Los Angeles. And so they were, you know, focused on these larger buildings and more parking. But
Yeah.
there are thousands of them. And thankfully, there are owners like the owners of this building who have
Really
lovingly,
take care of them.
yes, restored taking care of these buildings. And I mean, I think these are going to be here for many years to come.
I do too.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's a little bit about dingbats.
Yep. Thanks for tuning in again.
Yeah, and if there's any particular styles of architecture,
Architects.
we love hearing from you guys. We would love to cover a topic that you're interested in hearing more about.
Just reach out to us.
And in the meantime, thank you so much for watching.
Thanks so much,
And we'll see
everybody.
you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Styles of architecture, and meanwhile,
In fact, we're standing in front of one right
Yeah.
now, and we're going to come back to this guy in about a minute.
but
But
first,
for now,